guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial. For this makeup tutorial, I really wanted to play with the Tarteist Pro palette again. I mentioned it in my top 5 palette series, and I just wanted to bring it out to show you guys, another look that you can do using this palette alone. So for this one I use the Duochrome Blue. It's kind of like a teal, but it also has some purple in it, so I decided to do like a purple smoky eye with the teal all over the lid and a pop of purple on the lower lash line for this look. Just pretty much a standard purple smoky eye with the Duochrome Blue on the lid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see how I created this look, then please keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back. So we are going to start by priming our lids, and we are using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to do so. This is one of my favorite concealers to prime with. It's matte, it's thick, it's just amazing. So I am using it with a Sigma F70 concealer brush. And then I take the shade Whimsy out of the Tarteist Pro palette, and I just lightly tap this shade into the eyeshadow because this eyeshadow is pretty pigmented, so I just lightly tap it in and just use that as my transition shade. Then I mix the two purples. I'm not sure of the names, but I will make sure I have them listed down below. But I mix the two purples on an Anastasia Beverly Hills blending brush. This blending brush is a little bit more tapered and smaller, so it fits into my crease a lot better. So I'm just blending that into the crease in windshield wiper motions. Then I go back in with the previous brush and just make sure that the two kind of blend a little bit and flow together. Then I take the shade Vamp, which is a deep dark matte purple, and I just work that into the outer V first, and then I start to work that into the socket of the crease as well. I'm using a Morphe blending brush. It's a small tapered blending brush, and it also comes to a point, so it helps to get into that socket of my crease really well. But like I said, I'm just continuing to build the shade up, and then I go back in with the previous brush just to once again blend the two shades together because you don't want it to look too harsh or too defined. So going back to that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I'm using an E15 flat definer brush from Sigma, which is what I use to carve out underneath of my brows, and I'm using that to cut the crease, kind of doing like a half cut crease fashion. And then I take the shade Trendy, which is the foiled kind of like bluish purplish shade. It's a duochrome. It's like a teal, but it also has some purple reflects, so I place that all over the lid. And I'm using another Morphe brush. This is just a flat shader brush to apply this shade all over my lid. And by cutting out that crease, it just gives you a defined space to apply that eyeshadow. So afterwards, I apply my NYX matte liquid liner to my upper lash line, just drawing a wing liner. First I go across the lash band, and then I drag it out and bring it back in towards the inner corner. To prime my skin, I'm using the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer, and I'm just smoothing this all over my face. I love this primer. Every time I use it, after not using it for a while, I fall in love with it again, but that's pretty much all of my products that I own. And then for foundation, I use the Tarte Hybrid Gel Foundation in the shade Mahogany. This shade is a little too dark for me, but in their foundations, it's either too dark or too light, so I need to find a medium shade because it also is a little bit too red, has too much of a red undertone. But by using this Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Deep, which is a little bit more yellowy, it kind of balances it all out at the end of the video. So I'm applying that in all of the areas where I like to highlight my skin, just to bring those features forward and to also slim them down a little bit. And then of course I go in and blend it all in with my beauty blender. So after that, I set it all with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and also bring that up on the sides of my nose just to further slim that down. And if you see me talking and moving my hands around, I was talking to my friend on the phone, kind of explaining what I was doing as I was going. But I'm just highlighting again, and then using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette just to lightly bronze up the skin. The foundation is dark, so you don't really need to bronze up the skin, but I just went ahead and did it anyways. Then I go in with a MAC blush. This is the shade Gleeful, and I just apply that all over my cheeks with a Pretty Bar pink with a Pretty Bar Peach Bellini brush. And then I use my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in the shade number 2, and I'm using the other end of that Anastasia Beverly Hills brush to highlight the tip and the bridge of my nose. And then I go in with the BH Cosmetics fan brush, and oh my gosh, like, this highlighter is life. That is why I do a happy dance when I apply this highlighter. So I'm just applying that to the tops of my cheekbones, also on the sides of my forehead. And then on the cupid's bow as well, just to accentuate the cupid's bow. So after that, I am pretty much done with the face, and here I am just really excited that I'm done with my face. But we're going to move back up to the eyes, and I'm going to use this Master Lasting Drama Liner Pencil from Maybelline, and this is in the shade like Polished Amethyst. It's a bright purple. And then I'm going to use those same shadows that we applied on the top on the bottom. So first I apply Vamp right underneath of the lower lash line just to define it and also smoke that out. And then we're going to go in with those 2 purple shades that we use with a e.l.f. blending brush just to buff it out and just to make it a little bit more diffused and kind of like just blown out. So I'm using a NYX Prismatic eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Ice, and it's more of that duochrome kind of purple bluish shade. And then I'm using NYX's Downtown Beauty to line my lips. I mean, you guys already know I absolutely love this lip liner, so I'm just using it just to line them and define them and make sure they have like a little bit of structure. And then I use the Tarteist glossy paint in the shade TBT, and it's just a light pinkish kind of nudish color. So after that, you guys, that pretty much wraps up my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe before you go, and make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna have another video coming up pretty soon. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye.